The Karmelo Anthony case has come to an end. He was found guilty of murder, sentenced to 35 years, and eligible for parole after about 17, in the fatal stabbing of Austin Metcalf. On April 2nd, 2025, Karmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf in a team tent during a track meet. He claimed it was self-defense because Austin Metcalf shoved him to the ground and he feared for his life. He then turned around and stabbed him, and eventually Austin Metcalf died. The defense argued that it was self-defense, but the jury dismissed that claim and still found him guilty of murder. The case also drew racial tensions because Karmelo Anthony was black and Austin Metcalf was white. According to some of the lawyers that reviewed the case and watched the case, they feel that justice was served. They feel that the judge was completely fair in this particular case, even though the jury itself was made up of no one black. According to the facts, Austin Metcalf asked Karmelo Anthony to leave the team tent about 10 or 15 times or so. Karmelo Anthony refused to leave due to it was raining. He didn't want to get wet. Whatever the case may be, he refused to leave the tent. Austin Metcalf shoved him to the ground or pushed him in some kind of way. Karmelo Anthony turned around and stabbed him, claiming that he was in fear for his life, and only stabbed him in self-defense. The problem that the jury had, or the problem that the courts had, was that even though Karmelo Anthony was shoved, that Austin Metcalf was unarmed, so using lethal force against someone that was unarmed was not called for because there was no way that you could have been in fear for your life. The fact of the matter is, and I'm not going to side with one side or another, because I think two lives were lost that day. I do believe, though, that this shows that conflict resolution is very, very important. If one of those guys would have just walked away, no matter who it was, Austin Metcalf or Karmelo Anthony, if one of those guys would have decided on that particular day to defuse the situation and maybe walk away, both those guys would be living more than likely productive lives, and this incident will be a distant memory. This just goes to show that sometimes in the moment you have to think about the future and not think with your emotions. I believe that's exactly what happened in this particular case. I can't say who was right, I can't say who was wrong, but I believe, as I stated earlier, both lives were lost on that particular day.